I got to the top and I looked down and I said, I'm not going to jump. And then all the kids had to I was being yelled at and stuff, and I was a new kid. And they all had to go down because I wasn't going to jump. So that's not really me, but every day on the river was dangerous. And the further down I got, the more dangerous it got as well. But then the more experience I had. And so, but basically I was looking forward to getting off to New Orleans, and that was that. So the next adventure will be something not on a river, not with a canoe, hopefully. Yeah. No. No, not yet.
No, I just asked because they could have thought it was dangerous too.
That's true, but I think to be fair, the first part of the trip, the first 500 miles, up here, if you had the map of America, in the very top, that part, it's not very scary, and I think if I did have kids later, I'd love to take them on the first part, where the river first starts. One of my inspirations was our greatest African-American travel writer. His name is Eddie L. Harris. And he did the trip back in 1985 and wrote a book called Mississippi Solo. And the way he describes the river, he says, it starts out in its infancy, when it's first born, right? And it's a trickle. Later, it gets into its boyhood. It's a bit muddy. It's a bit more wild, right? But that first part is beautiful. The whole thing is beautiful. But the first part's beautiful, and it's a lot safer. It's a lot of work, but it's safer. And I think for kids, that would be fun. But when you get down south, it's a river wild, and it is dangerous. And when you talk to these towns, everybody knows somebody who's drowned in that river. They're afraid of the river. Yeah.
Did you ever flip?
No.
Oh.
Fortunately not. If you would, this is the dangerous thing. If you're in the canoe, and you're, especially in the second portion of the river, and you tip into the river, you're probably going to die, because the current is so strong you cannot swim to the side for safety, and you have to, and there's all this traffic with the barges, the big barges and stuff, and you're just a little canoe. You register as a log on their radar. And the one guy told me, we don't stop for logs. So if you weren't able to maneuver out of the way, you would be run over, and it would not be good. The only chance if you tip in is basically to land on an island, which actually happened. It happened. There were two canoeists this summer, the same time I was doing it. I didn't meet them, but I heard about them. They were coming in Iowa. They hit bad weather. You're on the water, and it's like a lake, so it's so big sometimes. First the wind comes, then the storm comes, and they were tipped over. They lost everything, but they landed on an island, and they were saved. But they were lucky. They were really lucky. So, yeah.
Okay, how long was it?
4 months and 22 days. So, fighting for 5 months. The idea really was you put yourself on the river, and come what may, you put yourself out there completely. You open yourself up to every single experience you're going to have. Every single story, every single new acquaintance, nature, really personified, all around you. There was I did meet one guy who was doing it at the same time that I was. A guy named Dick Canaan, who's like 60 years old. And he met this Indian professor along the way. The professor said, oh, this is a great analogy for life. You're come down from the beginning of your experience, and my friend Dick, he said, no, this is life. You have life all around you. You have fish under you, you have river weeds, you have deer on the sides, you have